Today's lesson is romantic animals. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
I'm Roger. Today we're talking about romantic animals. And remember last time we gave you some examples of animals in the animal kingdom who are sweet on each other. Let's see, we mentioned the example of the lovebirds. My goodness, they ruffle their feathers, they do courtship dances. If that's not romance, I don't know what is. And we also have the butterfly fish. Gee, they just love to hang out after they couple up.
Well, that's not all. Remember, with these butterfly fish, they are so in love with one another that if they lose sight of one another, if you can't see your mate, let's say, these angelfish go crazy. They're willing to risk it all in order to reunite themselves with their loved one. They will risk life and limb. They'll put their lives in danger. They might even swim up over the top of the reef there, which is extremely dangerous for these butterfly fish. Now, Roger said, hey, ruffling feathers, that's pretty awesome when it comes to love. Hey, risking your life for the person you love, I think that's pretty awesome as well. Anyways, we've got 3 more animals to talk about on today's lesson. We're going to be talking about seahorses, shingleback skinks, and beavers. Okay? So guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. We'll be talking about these animals right after this.
Seahorses. It's hard to beat a seahorse when it comes to romance. As lifelong partners, pairs of seahorses begin each day of the mating season with a greeting dance. They also become quite flirty, holding tails, bumping noses, and changing colors to impress their mate. And unlike most species, the males help the females by carrying the fertilized eggs.
各位好，第一部分我们看到的单字是形容词 lifelong， 指终身的、毕生的。例如Collecting stamps and coins is a lifelong hobby of my brother. 收集邮票及硬币是我哥哥毕生的兴趣。接着我们看到单字 greeting， 这个字是名词，指问候或祝贺词或问候语。举例来说 ，Kissing is a common form of greeting in Europe. 亲吻在欧洲是很常见的打招呼方式。另外，去除字尾的 ing 则为 greeting 的动词 greet， 有迎接或向点点点打招呼的意思。我们可以说 A representative of the hotel greeted us at the airport. 有一位饭店代表在机场迎接我们。再来，我们看到的单字是形容词 flirty， 指调情的或打情骂俏的。像是 Girls often get accused for being too flirty by dressing sexy. 女生经常因为穿着性感而遭到指责过于调情。接下来我们看到的单字是 fertilized。这个字是形容词，指受精的。举例来说 Every baby starts from a small fertilized egg that gradually grows in mother's uterus. 每个婴儿都是由受精卵开始在母亲的子宫中逐渐成长。另外，去除字尾的 d 则可以成为它的动词 fertilize。所以可以说 Once an egg is fertilized by the sperm, it will take a few days to become an embryo. 当卵子与精子受精时，成为受精卵。
All right, let's celebrate Valentine's Day the proper way by talking about animals that actually express love to each other besides humans. We've heard enough about that. We want to talk about love between animals. And first of all, let's talk about seahorses. You know what they are. The term in Chinese is the same as the term in English, seahorse. It's hard to beat a seahorse when it comes to romance. So if we're talking about romance or romantic love, hey, it's hard to beat a seahorse. You could say it's hard to top a seahorse. They seem to be the most romantic creatures in the animal kingdom.
Well, I can't wait to hear more then. So apparently when it comes to romance, seahorses are king and queen. Nobody loves it up quite like seahorses do. And yes, like the other animals we've talked about throughout this month's lesson, seahorses form lifelong partnerships. Yes, as lifelong partners, pairs of seahorses begin each day of the mating season with a greeting dance. Again, this is unbelievably cute. Not only are they lifelong partners, but they wake up each morning, and before they have breakfast or anything else, they decide to say hello to one another with a dance. Yes, okay. They begin each day of the mating season, so it's not every day of every year. Every day during the mating season, they wake up and they give one another a greeting dance. That is super cute. Now, there are two vocabulary words to talk about in this sentence. The first of these is the word lifelong. Okay? Here we're talking about lifelong partners. That means that these seahorses are going to be partners for as long as they live. Yes, this word lifelong means lasting for a person's or some animal's entire life. And then, yes, a greeting, that's a way of saying hello to someone. You can wave your hand. That would be a greeting gesture. Or you can even have a greeting dance where you say hello by dancing for them. Yes, a greeting is just an act of saying hello. It's a way of extending a welcome to someone or extending your hospitality to others. You could say, "Greetings, welcome to my home." Or, like I said before, just waving your hand is an act of greeting.
You could say that to a foreign visitor. "Greetings, welcome to Taiwan. It is a paradise here." So these seahorses are lifelong partners. They're going to be together all the way until the end, all the way until death do them part. And of course, they greet each other during the mating season. I guess not at other times of the year, but only during the mating season with a kind of dance. It's called a greeting dance. This kind of sounds similar to the way my wife and I greet each other. We greet each other with the chicken dance. It's kind of a fun thing to do to start each day, acting like we're big chickens. But in any case here, they greet each other with this greeting dance, and they also become quite flirty, holding tails, bumping noses, and changing colors to impress their mate. Ooh, that sounds like they're flirting with each other, or we could say they're being quite flirtatious with each other.
Yeah, when you flirt with someone, you kind of act in a certain way to make it clear that you're into them. You might want to fall in love with that person. You're romantically interested, so you might touch that person on the arm in a suggestive way and laugh and giggle and act cute like that because you want to make it clear, hey, I'm into you. And by the way, you shouldn't just touch someone if you're into them. You have to make sure that they like you as well before you do anything like that. Yeah, everybody, keep your hands to yourself. Anyways, though, speaking of hands, this is so cute. Not only do these seahorses become flirty, okay, flirty, flirtatious, not only do they flirt with one another, they don't hold hands, but they do hold tails, which is unbelievably cute. And then they also bump noses. I guess that's kind of like kissing. And then they change colors as well. And there's more. And unlike most species, the males help the females by carrying the fertilized eggs. So usually it's the female that carries the babies. Not with seahorses. The male, when it comes to seahorses, the male seahorses carry the babies. How about that? The male seahorse kind of acts like the mommy. How cool.
How cool is that? Here we're talking about the fertilized eggs. Once the eggs are ready to hatch, once they've been fertilized, they've been given the proper seed so that they can later hatch, then the males can help them carry those eggs around. Boy, those are model guys. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson for today. Now, let's talk about the shingleback skinks.
Shingleback skinks. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and these large, awkward-looking Australian lizards only have eyes for each other. Shingleback skinks pair off with the same mate throughout their lives, returning to find each other every mating season. The male courts the female, touching and licking her, and follows along wherever she goes.
All right, everybody. So far, we've talked about seahorses and butterfly fish and lovebirds. They all have kind of cute names. Even seahorse, that's a cute name. This next particular animal is a lizard, and the name doesn't sound that great. But hey, these lizards are still capable of a whole lot of love. Anyways, yes, the name of this lizard is the shingleback skink. Yes, next we're talking about shingleback skinks, or sometimes you might call them shingle-backed skinks, because you want to describe their back. Their backs kind of look like shingles, like a roof. A certain roofing material are called shingles. They're pieces of wood that are laid on top of one another. They're somewhat rough, okay? And apparently the back of this type of skink, it kind of looks like a set of shingles, or it looks like a roof with shingles on it. Anyways, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and these large, awkward-looking Australian lizards only have eyes for each other. So like I said before, shingleback skinks. It doesn't sound good, and apparently these animals, not only does their name not sound good, they don't look that good either. They kind of look like the roof of a house with shingles on it. So they're not particularly beautiful, okay? They're not like these butterfly fish or seahorses or stuff like that, but that doesn't matter. These skinks, they have one another. They love one another. They think that they're beautiful, even if the rest of the animal kingdom thinks that they are not beautiful. Yes, folks, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or ideas or perceptions of beauty vary widely from person to person or thing to thing. Yes, most everyone or most every creature has their own idea of what is beautiful.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so I guess only this particular species would find each other attractive. But again, these skinks are a kind of Australian lizard. We're describing them as large and kind of awkward, kind of silly looking, and they only have eyes for each other, okay? To have eyes for someone usually means that you like them, you're sweet on them, you've got a crush on them, you want to be together with them, etc. And shingleback skinks pair off with the same mate throughout their lives, returning to find each other every mating season. So, yes, indeed, they pair off, they have the same mate, and they stick together throughout their lives. They never break up, they don't get divorced, they stick together through thick and thin. And maybe they get separated after a while and go off and do their own thing, maybe hunt or whatever, but they always return to find each other every mating season. Where are you, honey? I traveled back several miles to find you. Oh, there you are. I've missed you so much. I'm so happy that we're back together again.
Yes, and then the male courts the female, touching and licking her, and follows along wherever she goes. It's okay. Now, that doesn't mean that you should act like this, but these lizards, well, they sure are in love with one another, regardless of how they look to the rest of the world. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Beavers. Beavers are one of the relatively few mammal species that are monogamous. Well, mostly. While European beavers are forever faithful, their American cousins are known to occasionally have a little fun on the side. Still, they stay together for all of their 10 to 15-year lifespans. Beavers are real Valentine's Day romantics too. Their mating season lasts from January to February each year. It's nice to know we humans are not alone. True love is truly everywhere.
第三部分，我们看到副词 relatively， 指相较之下或相对而言，像是 The restaurant was relatively easy to find, so I was able to arrive on time. 这间餐厅算是好找的，所以我能够准时到达。而 relatively 去除字尾的 ly 则可以成为 relative， 可以当形容词，也可以当名词。当形容词时，指相对的或比较而言的。举例来说， Although it's an old story, the issues are still relative to today's events. 虽然这是旧的故事，但问题依旧与今日的事件是相关的。当名词时有亲戚或亲属之意，所以可以说 A relative of mine is visiting from England, so I will take a day off to show him around town. 我的一个亲戚从英国来拜访我，所以我将请一天假带他去参观这个城镇。最后我们看到一个单字 monogamous， 这个字为形容词，指单配偶制的或一夫一妻制的。例如 To many elders' opinion, they can only agree on a monogamous relationship. 对许多长辈来说，他们只能认同一夫一妻的亲属关系。另外补充 monogamous 的反义词 polygamous, P-O-L-Y-G-A-M-O-U-S, polygamous, 指一夫多妻的。我们可以说 polygamous marriages are legal in some countries in Africa. 一夫多妻的婚姻制度在有些非洲国家为合法的。
It's time now, everybody, to talk about beavers. And beavers are one of the relatively few mammal species that are monogamous. So yes, they're quite obnoxious, damming up rivers and chewing wood, but still, they've got a good side here. They are monogamous. They stick to each other. They mate for life. They are loyal. They don't mess around. They don't have lovers on the side. They don't have affairs and stuff like that. So you can trust a beaver. If you're together with a beaver, you can trust him. He's never going to betray you or stab you in the back. So yes, indeed, they are monogamous, which means you only have one partner.
There you go. And apparently, mammals, for the most part, are not monogamous. Okay, it says here that beavers are one of the relatively few mammal species that are monogamous, which means a lot of species of mammals, they're not monogamous. Okay, so there's a comparison being made here. Okay, there's a small number of mammal species that feature animals who are monogamous, whereas most of the other mammal species, well, they're just plain not monogamous. Now, I know that a comparison like this is being made because of the word relatively. It's an adverb, okay? Relatively means in relation to something else, and like I said before, this word is used to indicate that a comparison is being made. Anyways, for example, you could say, relatively few people here understand quantum dynamics.
Or I could say, even though Taiwan used to be a colony of Japan, relatively few people in Taiwan can speak Japanese. Okay, so again, beavers are one of the relatively few mammal species that are actually monogamous. Most other mammals are not monogamous. Well, mostly, okay, I guess some of them still have flings from time to time, but I guess it depends on where you are. Here it says, while European beavers are forever faithful, their American cousins are known to occasionally have a little fun on the side. So beavers who live in Europe tend to be faithful or monogamous. I guess that's because Europe is culturally superior to the United States. So once beavers get over to America, they kind of get culturally corrupt. Okay, so American beavers will have a little fun on the side. They'll have a fling here and there occasionally, not all the time, but just once in a while. Occasionally just means sometimes, maybe about 20% of the time.
There you go. Occasionally, from time to time, now and again, but not regularly or predictably. Still, our article continues, still they stay together for all of their 10 to 15-year lifespan. So these American beavers, they might not be super faithful, but they still manage to stay together for their entire lifetimes or for their 10 to 15-year lifespans. Now, very simply, a span here is a period of time. And yes, a person's or a thing's lifespan is the amount of time that they spend on planet Earth alive, living, and not dead. Now, here's the real catch here. Okay, we said that no animals celebrate Valentine's Day. That's not exactly true. Get this. Beavers are real Valentine's Day romantics, too. Their mating season lasts from January to February each year. So, yes, they are feeling the love when Valentine's Day rolls around.
Well, I wonder how beavers kiss each other with those big teeth. But in any case, let's finish our article here with the last sentence. It's nice to know we humans are not alone. True love is truly everywhere. Romance is in the air. Love is all around. And now it's time to hear from our Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分是关于一种蜥蜴，叫做松果蜥。那他说 Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and these large, awkward-looking Australian lizards only have eyes for each other. 情人眼里出西施，那这些体型庞大、长相奇怪的澳洲蜥蜴眼里只有彼此。好，前半句的 Beauty is in the eye of the beholder 意思是说美丽在观看者的眼中。这个 behold 这个动词表示看到或是看见，那 beholder 就表示观看者。好，那这句话就是在表达说美不美丽啊是属于个人观点，也就是情人眼里出西施的意思。那后半句的 only have eyes for somebody 字面上的意思是眼里只有某个人，也就是说只有被某个人吸引，只对某人有兴趣。所以当我们说 I only have eyes for you 就表示我眼中只有你。好，那既然今天是情人节，我们就来学一些跟放闪有关的英文用语吧。首先放闪要怎么讲啊？在中文里面放闪是个动作，对不对？它是当动词用，可是在英文里面它是用名词的形式来表达，叫做 public display of affection， 公开显露爱慕之情，也就是当众晒恩爱。可是这个用语太长了，有时候就会被简称为 PDA， 所以你在看一些国外这种八卦娱乐新闻，就可以看到这种字。例如说什么凯特王妃跟王子在晒恩爱，他就用到 PDA 这个字。那还有一个复合形容词可以学起来，叫做 lovey-dovey， 它就是用来形容晒恩爱的，卿卿我我的。lovey 是 L-O-V-E-Y， 然后 dovey 就是那个鸽子 D-O-V-E 再加上 Y， 把这个字两个变成一样的字尾 lovey-dovey。它就是表达卿卿我我的啊，情意绵绵的，或是晒恩爱的。那么 lovey-dovey talk 或者是 lovey-dovey conversation 就是用来表达情话绵绵。好，接着来学几个好用的片语，搞不好你今天可以用上哦。第一个叫做 sweep somebody off somebody's feet， 这不是说你要用扫堂腿把人家绊倒， sweep 它有席卷风靡的意思。Sweep somebody off somebody's feet 这个片语呢是用来表达把某人迷得神魂颠倒，使某人一见倾心，彻底的爱上了。当你的另外一半做一件很浪漫的事，这时候你就可以说 You just sweep me off my feet， 你让我神魂颠倒。好，第二个片语叫 have a crush on somebody， 这表示迷恋啊，或是喜欢某人。crush 在这边是当名词，它表示着迷或是爱慕。当你要告白的时候，你就可以说I have a crush on you， 或者是 I've got a crush on you， 就是我喜欢上你了。然后这时候你要再加码，再加一句说 Will you be my Valentine？ 你愿意当我的情人吗？好，再看到第三个片语是 head over heels， 它是指摔个四脚朝天。不过呢，这个用语常常引申用来说着迷到失去理智啊，被迷到神魂颠倒。好，那我们可以用 fall head over heels for somebody， 或者是 fall head over heels in love with somebody。 那这个 fall 也可以改用 be 动词来表达，就是用来表达说爱某人啊，爱到神魂颠倒，彻底爱上某人了。好，例如你可以这样讲 I'm head over heels in love with you， 我深深爱上你了。好啦，以上是今天重点整理，祝大家情人节快乐哦。接着我们回顾今天的单字。
Lifelong. Because of his lifelong interest in trains, Roy has always wanted to ride the Trans-Siberian Railway, one of the longest rail routes in the world. Greeting. My friend called out a greeting when he spotted me in the crowd. Fertilized. Fertilized chicken eggs take about 3 weeks to hatch. Relatively. Though the book covers a complicated subject, it presents the information in a relatively simple way. Occasionally. Isabel occasionally meets up with her old classmates from college. Lifespan. Living for an average of 200 years, bowhead whales have a longer lifespan than any other mammal species in the world.
Discussion Starter starts now!
And now it's time for our discussion starter. Here's the question. Which species of these animals do you think is the most romantic?
Are you kidding? I think I said this before. I believe that these butterfly fish are the most romantic because they're willing to risk their lives for one another. If they lose sight of one another, one of these butterfly fish is willing to put their life on the line to find their mate. Now that is romantic.
Well, no animals are more romantic than lovebirds because they are parrots, they have colorful feathers, and of course when they flirt with each other, they're probably making all sorts of cheap noises.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.